All right, so thank you for joining us today. Name of today's webinar is Selling Tools and Strategies for HVAC Profitability. Brianna, do you want to go over some housekeeping notes before we start?
Yes, absolutely. So for anyone, first of all, thank you all for joining our Selling Tools and Strategies for HVAC Profitability webinar. We definitely appreciate you all coming out and gaining the knowledge that you're about to hear. Just some housekeeping rules. If you do have any questions at any point during the webinar, feel free to ask those questions at the bottom. If you hover over your screen, there should be a Q&A box right at the bottom. So if you click there, you can type in any questions that you may have, or we also have the chat option, so you can type your questions there. And we will be addressing all of the questions towards the end of the presentation, just so that we don't interrupt the webinar. There also will be a quiz at the end, so be sure to stick around, and we will be giving away some prizes. So if you want to win, be sure to stick around until the end. That way you have your chance to win. And I will pass it back over to Todd to get us started.
Okay, thank you, Brianna.
Mhm.
Okay, and before we get into this, we just wanted to make you aware of some other training classes that are going on right now. We have a low GWP refrigerant training. If you hopefully you should well be aware, but if you're not, there's new refrigerants coming in January of 2025, and these are some of the classes that are still available to attend. You can go to tropicsupply.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, click on the events calendar and find an event near you and register for that event. Then we also have a motor mastery training available through Regal Rexnord. A very, very good training. This is available as well. Same spot, tropicsupply.com on the events calendar. If you have any questions on either of those trainings, you can shoot us an email or get in touch with anybody at your local Tropic Supply. All right, so we'll get into the training. The goal of the training is we're going to go over some financing basics. We're going to talk about consumer and contractor facts and myths. Do we really need financing? Using financing to upsell to higher SEER, implementing a strategy for this, good, better, and best pricing strategies, and best practices, and how to tie all this in together, and some software that we use to accomplish that with.
Okay.
So
Todd,
financing.
you right
Yeah,
there, because we have the poll.
we have what?
The poll.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you very much. I
Yep.
forgot we have a poll that we wanted you to conduct before we got started. So you should see this pop up on your screen. We wanted to know, do you currently offer financing? You offer it only when asked, on every sale, or no, you prefer cash or check, or no, but you do take credit cards. Give that a couple more minutes. Okay, so it looks like the majority that we're seeing is only when asked. And then next is on every sale, which is what we hope to see, what we want to entice you to do with this training program. We'll go deeper into that as we get into the webinar.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. Okay. All right, so financing, what we often hear from a contractor's point of view is, I'm an HVAC guy, not a financing guy, right? So we want to do what we can to make this easier for you. Or my customers don't ask for financing. I don't know that we see that as much anymore with the way things are going. I think we're going to see more and more people asking for financing. Or I have enough paperwork, I don't need more. So again, a streamlined way to do the financing is always helpful. And the fees will only add to my cost and take away from my profits from the job. So we're going to talk about how to incorporate the cost of financing into your jobs. So the first myth, my customers all pay cash. I don't need financing. Well, the reality is that 51% of homeowners using financing to make their purchases would not have made the purchase or would have gone to another contractor if financing was not available. And that number has actually grown. We're seeing that number closer to the 65 to 67% now. So just keep that in mind. Or you get no incremental business by offering financing. It's just shifting customers from a bank card. So what we're finding is that this number has drastically grown over the last few years. On average, consumers who finance spend 39% more than credit card holders due to smaller monthly payments. And also, I know this looks like a large number, but this was actually pulled from a poll that ClearSeas Research did with several contractors throughout the United States. And the contractors that were offering financing were seeing an average increased incremental dollar amount of $4,100. So that's a pretty large amount on that. From a consumer point of view, what are the advantages for the consumer? Well, they view HVAC like any other retailer. They expect contractors to not only offer various equipment options, but various equipment payment options as well. And again, as we go deeper into the webinar, we're going to show you ways to incorporate all of this into your sales pitch at the kitchen table or with your homeowner. Payment options are just as important as the equipment options. So you don't want to stick to just one payment option. We're going to show you how to do more of those. Some more consumer data. See, the U.S. consumer savings rate, a poll as of November 2019 showed that 45% of homeowners had zero amount in a savings account, 24% less than 1,000, and 12% less than 5,000. That's 81% of your customer base that has less than $5,000 in a savings account to pay for a large ticket item like an air conditioning system. Now, you may think, well, the area that I service or the area I work at has a better wealth category than some other areas, so I don't need financing. Well, the reality of it is that even individuals earning over $100,000 annually, 40% of those are living paycheck to paycheck. And when you go between 50 and 100,000, 53% live paycheck to paycheck. And for individuals earning less than 50,000, that rate jumps up to 72%. Now, just to put this in perspective, these are 2024 stats, and I'll show you a video clip we have coming up where this was on the national news here in Central Florida just about a month ago.
Millions of Americans are in trouble if they find themselves in the middle of a costly emergency.
A new survey from Bankrate found more than half the country doesn't have the savings to cover an emergency expense of $1,000. Reporter Jason Law walks us through 3 steps you can take right now to build up your savings.
I'm one emergency away at tops from total bankruptcy at all times.
Ellery Harvey lives in Jamaica Plain, works multiple jobs, and can't seem to save any money.
I've got a good job, but it's too expensive to live in the city.
You need to do better in terms of saving for emergencies.
Mark Hamrick is a senior economic analyst at Bankrate. Bankrate released its 2024 Emergency Savings Report and found only 44% of people would pay for a $1,000 emergency expense from their savings.
You don't have to start big, but you have to start.
If you don't have any savings, Hamrick says you need to first figure out how much you need. Bankrate recommends saving 3 to 6 months of expenses. So if your monthly bills total $2,000, your goal over time should be to save at least $6,000. Then open a separate account.
Okay, we can move on from there, but I just wanted you to see that even that 44% that wouldn't have $1,000 to pay for an emergency expense, when you raise that emergency expense up from $1,000 to say $5,000, that 44% jumps up drastically to more like 72% of people. Okay. Approximately 50% of US adults have no emergency savings, and 60% can't cover a $1,000 emergency with cash from their savings. And there's a general consensus that having at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved is advisable, yet only 38% of Americans meet this criteria. So again, it should be evident to everybody that financing is of utmost importance in our industry, and you should be offering it at every sale, at every opportunity. Let's talk about more reasons for financing. Let's look at some price increases. Now, we all know that system prices have not gone down in price. So if you were looking at a 3-ton straight cool system from 2019, we looked at several different manufacturers, came up with an average price, and this is contractor price for, say, a 3-ton straight cool system with a 7 kW was in the $1,734 range. A 3-ton heat pump system with 7.5 kW, about $1,874. And then now in 2024, that average price on that straight cool system to the contractor is $2,751, and on the heat pump is about $3,100. Okay, as you can see, that is a 60% price increase that we've had from 2019 to 2024. And as we move into the new refrigerants that are coming in 2025, most of the manufacturers are talking anywhere from a 20 to 25% increase on the equipment due to the change in refrigerant as well. So just keep that in mind. Okay, cash also limits you. It keeps contractors from offering equipment consumer really want. There was another study done that showed that 61% of consumers would have purchased higher CO2 equipment had it been offered or had financing been offered. So that's another reason we want to teach proposal software and incorporating financing into that proposal software, and we'll get into that further in the presentation. It also limits the sale, not allowing contractors to add on any accessories. If a customer has a cash budget, they can't go beyond that cash budget, and it's often the contractor that is losing money or losing profit trying to get their product in the budget of that cash sale. It also makes the homeowner focus on the total job cost, again, usually demanding a lower price instead of being focused on what the consumer wants as a product for comfort in their house and what accessories they want for comfort or indoor air quality. If you offer financing, it allows a homeowner to buy what they truly want. Okay, it gives them the opportunity to decide on their own if energy efficiency is more important to them and they want to go with a higher CO2 rated product, or perhaps indoor air quality is more important to them and it's the accessories that they want to add on, whether it be IAQ product, service plans, extended warranties, so on and so forth. It makes a non-planned situation less frightening. I think this is the biggest thing. I think a lot of homeowners, when they think about air conditioning and they think about the dollar amount it's going to take to finance an air conditioner, they're probably thinking it's going to be in the $300-400 a month range, where oftentimes with the financing plans that are available, you can finance a system for a homeowner in the lower hundreds or sometimes even below that, depending on the situation. And it allows the homeowner to maximize their options, allowing them for only a few dollars more a month to add those IAQ products, those smart thermostats, the extended labor plans, so on and so forth. Now, how do we get started with all that? Okay, well, first we want to talk about the best practices. Now, the first thing you want to do, this first step, okay, so remember I said that first step, hint, hint. The first step is to determine your average cost of credit and include that average cost of credit in every sale. I'll demonstrate how to do that in just a minute. But then you want to actively promote that you finance to drive more leads to your company. If you've got any kind of advertising on there, whether it be web-based advertising or media print or television, you want to make sure that you're including in all your advertising that you offer financing. And then key to that is consistently offering it at every sale to increase your close rates. Okay. Now remember, the first step I said was to calculate your average cost of credit. Okay. Now, what we're talking about is when you're dealing with a financing company, most financing companies have multiple financing options that you can offer to your homeowners. And those multiple financing options have different costs to the contractor. So as a contractor, what you need to start doing, if you're not doing it already, whether you're started financing or you've been financing or you've never financed, one of the things that I encourage you to start doing is tracking your income, tracking it in a way of knowing how you're receiving the money from the homeowner. What percentage is cash or check? What percentage is credit card? And what percentage is financing? So in this example, we're going to look at a contractor that has $750,000 in retail sales. And 22% of those sales, or 165,000 of that, was in cash. And obviously, it doesn't cost you as a contractor any money to collect cash. Now, credit cards. 53% of these sales, or $397,500, at an average of a 2.5% merchant fee for swiping that credit card, cost that contractor $9,937.50 to collect that $397,500. And then the remainder of his sales were in financing, or 25% of the $750,000 were financed at a cost, or $187,500. And I just picked an average dealer fee for financing, which is 6.85%. We deal with Synchrony Financial, and there's many plans that they have available, but a good average cost of those plans to the contractor runs about 6.85%. Unless you're a Rude Pro partner, just real quick, a plug for Rude. If you're a Rude Pro partner, Rude pays up to 8% of your dealer fee on financing. So that would be dropped down to a 0 on selected equipment. But that would be a cost of that contractor of $12,843.75. So his total cost of credit would be $22,781.25. That's how much it cost this contractor to collect that $750,000 in sales. Now, if we take that and divide that into that 750,000, that gives us an average cost of credit of 3.04%, or we'll just say 3%. So now, when you're creating your price books, you can take your pricing, add 3% to all your pricing, and now what you've done is you have the same price now, whether it's a cash customer, a credit card customer, or a financing customer. Okay? So now you can incorporate that into your price sheets, and you don't have to change your pricing or increase your pricing to a homeowner that wants to finance, or charge a merchant fee or a credit card fee for swiping a credit card. You've already built that amount into your pricing, so you can put together a nice price book with prices detailed out there, and you don't have to fluctuate, and you can maintain that consistency throughout your customer base and throughout your techs or your sales guys that are out there selling your equipment. Okay. The business growth cycle. To use this to grow your business, you want to include the payment options in print and online material to drive leads. Now, I'm going to back out on this for a little bit, because in the HVAC industry, we don't really like to include pricing on our equipment in our ads, but it can be important to include financing information in your ads. And you can also include payment options, or you could do things where you can say equipment available as low as $129 per month or something along that lines. Okay. But it's very important to build into your advertising that you are offering financing. and offer payment options when presenting the job estimate to everyone, every time, every sale, every kitchen table. You need to be making your consumers aware that you offer financing, even if it's for a repair. Okay. Even if it's for a repair, it should be part of your vernacular when you're at the kitchen table, is that we offer financing, that financing is available for this. And you'll use those payment options to win more bids, grow your average job size, and give you the margin you need to grow your business. We found it time and time and time again. Just by offering financing, you will increase your average job ticket and your margin. Okay. Additional sales tactics: revise your proposal forms. Now, we're going to talk about the proposal software that we like, that we promote at Tropic Supply, and how to incorporate this into this. But you want to include the total job cost and then give the monthly payment cost right next to it. Okay, so that they can see that monthly payment and ease that cost burden from them, so they can talk more about the equipment and what they want than focusing on the price. Revise your proposal to add an a la carte page. Show the top 5 add-ons in your market and the minimal added monthly payment. If you're in the IAQ line and you're selling, say, RGF Guardian, their LED product, or the iWave product or something like that, that's only like a $2 to $4 add-on per month when you're offering financing. So by doing that, that adds, again, profit to your bottom line for a minimal amount of payment added to the monthly payment. Now, I talked a minute ago about how the financing companies you deal with will give you a menu of pricing. Oftentimes, they'll have up to 30 different menus that you can choose from, or different financing options that you can offer your homeowner. Don't make it that complicated. Select 4 or 5 plans from their financing menu, the 4 or 5 plans that you think are good for your area, for your customer base, and then include that in your proposal and just make those offerings. Make it easy on yourself. Okay. Now we're going to move over into how we incorporate all of this into a proposal when we're at the kitchen table. How do we sit down and add all these accessories and add all these financing options and add all these different SEER ratings? We're going to go into that. Brianna, I believe we have another poll right now. Okay, so we're going to pop up another poll before we do this, and please take a look at it. We want to know if you're currently using any kind of a proposal software. Do you only use software to write up a proposal, or do you use software at the kitchen table with the homeowner, or you don't but are currently looking, or you prefer paper and pen? Okay. So right now, what we're looking at, the majority is saying that they use software to write up the proposal. And we're going to talk about how that limits you in a few minutes here. We'll give it just a couple more seconds for a few of you to respond. I see people that prefer paper and pen. A few of you that are currently looking. And one person that's using software at the kitchen table with a homeowner. Good for you. You get an extra star today. Okay. All right. I think we'll go ahead and close the poll out. And give me just a second to switch screens here, because now we're going to go into the SilverBullet software. Bear with me just a second. I have there it is. It is not show. Oh, there it is. I was going to say it was not showing up on my screen share. Okay. Okay. Give it just a second. All right. So this is a cloud-based software called SilverBullet. It is not meant to be the end all to beat all other proposal softwares out there. There are definitely more complicated and better software packages out there for offering proposals at the kitchen table. But why we teamed up with SilverBullet is it's a simple to use, easy software that helps you get into offering proposal software at a kitchen table every time with the homeowner. And it's such an easy software program that you don't have to have salespeople out there utilizing it. It can be used by just about any service tech out there in the market, any installer, anybody that you have that's going to interact with a homeowner out in the field. This is very simple software to use. Now, it is a cloud-based software, so you would need an internet connection to utilize it. So if you're in an area that doesn't have a strong internet connectivity, you do have the option to build an offline PDF price book. So you can select any of the different items in the categories, and you can build price sheets. It'll generate the price sheets for you. And I'll show you what the price sheets look like as we go into it. Now, when you open up the software, you would go to the application, you're going to enter in your username and password, and this is the screen that you're going to see. Now, only the admins will have access to the setup. Your other people out in the field who you designate will have access to this here new proposal. We simply click on the new proposal. You're going to see your company logo, a little bit of information about your company, anything you want to put here. All of this I'm showing you is completely editable, okay? So we can edit any of this. We're going to put in the customer name. Now, when you're at the kitchen table, you definitely want to capture this information, whether you make the sale or not, okay? Because now you at least are building your database to advertise to later on down the road. We'll just put in an address here. We'll put in a email address, mobile phone number. Oh, see, it came up you can't put in a fake email address. Okay. Mobile phone number. And now we select the system. Now we build these menus for you. So don't think it's a complicated system, because we will build these menus for you. But you can see you can not only have a wide variety of different types of systems, but you can also have different manufacturers listed. You see here, I've got Allied, I've got Rude split systems, Samsung mini splits. So you can add anything in here that you want to add. This is a growing menu that we create for you. Now, right now, I'm going to concentrate on the Rude split system heat pumps, because that's the one that I've built out in this demo software. So you simply select the system type you're working with, and you're going to select the tonnage, and you hit build system. And just that quick, you now have 4 product offerings for your homeowner to see. We have on this particular, what we do a lot in my area is we start with 15 SEER 2. We don't even put a 14 SEER 2 on here, because I have a lot of Rude Pro partners. And again, we talked about the discount Rude Pro partners get on financing, and that's typically on 15 SEER and up equipment. So that's why we want to offer product that we're going to get a lower price on our cost of financing for. So this is a 15 SEER 2 product with a standard X13 air handler. This is a 15 SEER 2 with a variable speed air handler. And then we have our 16 SEER 2 and our 18 SEER 2. Okay. Now, once you're on this screen, you can simply click into any of these options over here. You'll see where it says package details. You click in here, and this is where you can now build this product to what the homeowner wants. You can go in and you can discuss what service options that you offer, what maintenance agreements or labor warranties you offer, or veterans or senior discounts that you offer, and it's showing the effect of the monthly payment. So right now we can see we're looking at a $9,942 system at $124 a month, but maybe they want to add a 2-year maintenance agreement to it. So as soon as I click that button, it adds that to the total cost and to the monthly payment. Okay. So we'll come back here, and now we can look at thermostats and controls. This is where you can discuss the different thermostats that you sell. Maybe they want to upgrade to the Ecobee Premium 6 with the Alexa and the room sensors and so on and so forth. we can see that that added $5 a month to their monthly payment. Okay, so this is where it gets into building those accessories, allowing the homeowner to select the different things that they want. Maybe indoor air quality isn't as important to them, and all they want to do is get a 2-pack of air filters, and that's all that they want to do. So, but you can see we can add all of those different options in there based on the products that you're selling. These are menus that we go over with you and that we build for you. Okay. So now you've got that information listed here with the accessories that they added. If there are any rebates or adjustments that you want to make here, you can do that here. And then you would simply hit save proposal or sign proposal. Now there's a couple other things that I want to go over real quick. With SilverBullet, we base the pricing on your markups, your labor rates, your hours to do the job, and we base it on a typical job application in your market area. So for me in Central Florida, what that means is a typical install for us is going to be a condensing unit sitting right outside the garage, a 25-foot line set going to an air handler that's mounted on a platform in the garage. Okay, that's our typical installation. Now, what if we're on this job and we go out there and we find out it's an attic installation, or we find out that we have to add ductwork, or we have to relocate the condenser, or we have to add another system, or what have you. Okay, so up here where this clipboard is, this is where you have the opportunity to add in all of these items that we just talked about. Maybe you need to install an attic drain pan because it's a horizontal installation. Maybe you're going to add a duct cleaning to the job. Maybe you need to put a new disconnect that you didn't account for, so on and so forth. Maybe you got to build an attic platform. So see, as I'm checking these boxes, it's adding this amount to my job. Okay, now, if what you're doing is not listed in here, then you can simply add this. These are ever-growing menus that you can add to in whatever category you want. So maybe you do AeroSeal. Okay. And you've offered that to the homeowner, and you're going to do that for $1,800 for their system. So just that easy, you can add that in, and it's added it to the system. All right, and we'll leave that in there. We'll jump this back out, and you can see that now we've gone to a $14,000 job. We're still under $200 a month, $178 a month. Also, while you're in here, the homeowner says, well, what equipment is this? You can come in here, and we were looking at a RP15AZ, and we can hit view, and it's going to populate with the literature. And it's going to populate with the literature. Give it just a second. I know it's there. I can see it loading. I want to move this. There it comes. All right, so you have the literature here. So you can go over the literature with the homeowner at the table, and you can show them the literature. Now, not only exit out of here, can you show them the literature, but you can also add it to the proposal, and it'll send it to them when you email them the proposal. So you can add it to the proposal, you can immediately text it to them, or you can email it to them. Okay, and then this is just a calculator. If you needed to add some things in there, it gives you a calculator that's available as well. And then you can hit sign proposal, and it's going to bring up a thing where they can sign with their finger or pen, and you'll hit save, and then you'll hit save proposal, and you've built the proposal. Okay, give it just a second. It'll give you okay. Now let's say that was, we just built a 15 SEER silver proposal for them. Maybe they want to look at some options on a platinum proposal to compare it with. You would simply save that and build the next proposal. But we'll review the proposal here to give you an example of what the proposal looks like. So again, it's going to have your company information. It's going to have the homeowner's information, your logo. It's going to explain the package that we talked about, the additional enhancements. It's going to show their payment here. It's also showing the loan code. So when your homeowner, which again, they can scan this QR code and that's going to take them right to the Synchrony financial page where they can fill out the credit app right then and there. And there's the loan code for you for Synchrony. And then here's the options that we selected as well. Okay. And that's what you can send to the homeowner. Now, what if you are discussing with a homeowner the different options and the homeowner says, well, I'm not sure which option we want to go with. Not sure which of these four. Can you leave me a proposal? Can you leave me a proposal on all four? Okay, you can come over here and hit that envelope. It's going to click Building System Choices, and it's going to give you a revised proposal. It's more like just a stepping stone towards getting the final proposal, but it's going to show them the four systems that you've selected in a format like this. So now you can shoot that to them along with the accessories that you added here. You can shoot that to them and they can discuss it with their partner, significant other, decide what they want to do and get back with you at a later time. Now, the advantage of using this software, again, is you're at the kitchen table with the homeowner, letting them decide whether or not they want to go with higher efficiency or if it's IAQ products that are more important to them. So maybe they want to drop down to the bronze one here, but in the bronze one, they want to come in here and they want to add a Remy Halo into this, okay? Because that's what's more important to them, is that instead of efficiency. Now, what I can tell you as well is the importance of doing this at the kitchen table. There's a lot of science behind why we offer four alternatives. And the main reason is because homeowners, no matter what, will tend to gravitate towards these middle two products. So if you're out there and you're consistently only selling 14 or 15 SEER product, I can guarantee you that by utilizing a software like this, you will start to move those homeowners into that mid-tier product. And even if you only pick up 5 or 6 sales a year into these higher two categories of product, sorry about that, didn't mean to jump off of that. That just adds additional profit to your bottom line. Okay, that's the whole importance of this. Now, another feature of the software is while you're on this page, you can come over to here. Now, notice we show the monthly payment larger than we show the total system cost, because that's what we want them concentrating on. We want them to see the difference it would take to jump from one product to the other. And these products, these are listed high up here because we added that arrow seal in there. Let me jump into here. And just that easy, I can take that arrow seal out of there. We'll take that duct cleaning out of there. We'll leave the attic install in there. And you'll see that, okay, how we drop those monthly payments down. But while you're here, you can also, remember I talked about selecting 4 or 5 payment options for the homeowner to select from. So you simply just have to click in this window and it's going to bring up those 5 or 6 payment options that you offered to the homeowner so they can see what the difference is. If maybe they want to do 48 months, they can add an extra $100 to their payment and they want to do the 48 months. You can just simply click up to there. Now they've got the 48 months. And again, it's reflected in the payment on that option there as well. Okay. And this is where you can start to have those conversations. Well, if you can afford $266 a month, maybe we can talk about the gold or the platinum with a different financing plan, move them up into better quality, better efficient equipment and better IAQ products. All right. That's pretty much it for the proposal end of the software. Again, if you know ahead of time, before you're going out to a job, some of the additions that you need to add to the job, before you even get to the homeowner's residence, you can enter their information into here and you can enter in the job survey and you can already preload it. Maybe you're going out there and you know this is going to be an attic installation. So you can already preload that into there and preload that pricing into there. Okay. You can see on one of these, we even added, we know that this job's going to require our 35-inch tall shorty air handler, and we add an extra $200 for that because that air handler tends to run a little bit higher in price. So you can add that into there. Again, these are growing menus, so you can add or take away any of these items that we have in here. Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, yes. So not only, I think I have this built in the gas furnace systems. Notice on the split AC gas systems, I don't have a brand labeled there. That's because on we only offer 1 or 2 offerings when it comes to a gas furnace. So instead of opening up a menu that's only going to list 1 item, we want the 4 items listed there. So what I did is I built the system where we had some Rude offerings and an Allied offering. So we can do that on here as well. We could offer 2 Allieds and 2 Rudes. That's something that we often do when it comes to mobile home package units, because we have only 1 offering on the Rude side with the package unit and an offering with Allied on the package unit. So typically what we do there is we'll offer a Platinum Rude mobile home package unit package that has product built into it, like smart thermostats, IAQ products, things like that. And then this one may be the same product, but not have those accessories built into it. Then this would be the Allied, and the Allied same way, with IAQ and without IAQ, that type of thing. You always want to populate all 4 menus in here. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that we have that available to us as well. Now I'll touch on the setup very briefly. I don't want to overcomplicate this. When you purchase the software, what happens is someone from SilverBullet will reach out to you, and however many sessions it takes, and we have software that incorporates all this. So it's not like you're going to have to spend hours and hours and hours on the phone. It's literally something that would probably take you, the first round would probably take about 30 minutes, where they're going to ask you how many hours it takes you to do a typical installation, what kind of profit you're looking for, what you pay your installers, that type of stuff. And then they're going to ask you how much money you want to add on for the accessories, like your pad, your tie downs, your thermostat wire, your brazing rod, oxygen acetylene, that kind of stuff. And we enter that all into a program that incorporates that into the pricing structure. Then the second phone call is going to be after we've loaded all this. Then we're going to review it with you, see what changes you want to make, whether you want to increase or decrease some pricing, whether you want to rearrange your accessories, your packages that you want to add on to the different equipment packages or what have you. And then you're off and running. Then you're in, and you as an admin can go into this setup at any time. This is where you'd enter in your company contact info, a custom email template, so you have the same template every time you shoot an email to somebody. You can add your company logo to it, and then even here in advanced configurations, you can change the coloring of the software if you want to whatever you want in there. You can, your dealer image URL, if when you put your image on there, if you want that to be able for them to click on that image and take you to your web page, you can do that as well. This is proposal signature language, like maybe you want to put something on here that your quotes are only good for 30 days or something along that lines. And then you can enter in an email address in here. So maybe if you're using your techs out in the field, but every time they shoot a proposal email to a homeowner, it copies you on it as well, then you can add that into here. All right, so we add that into here. Over here is where we talked about average cost of credit, right? Remember we had a 3% average cost of credit on our $750,000 retail customer that we talked about. We're selecting the consumer lender that we use, which is Synchrony's Power of Choice. But you see we have several listed in there, whether you're using Wells Fargo or whoever. We select Synchrony. This would be your dealer number. This is where we would put what's called an e-tail. Now, what an e-tail is that's a web link that will take them to a credit app for Synchrony financing that's only applicable to your company. So once they fill that out, if they decide that they want to go with another company, they would need to fill out another credit application because the application URL you sent them to is good for your company only. And then when you click update financing, it's going to give you a list of all the Synchrony options available. And remember I said just to select 4 or 5. It's going to show you what Synchrony's most popular ones are. And you can select some of those, or you can select some other ones. Like here's the 48-month no interest. And anytime you want to change these, all you have to do is come in here and check or uncheck the boxes and hit save changes. And then it automatically rolls out to everybody that's out there using your SilverBullet software. So anytime you as an admin want to make changes, once you make the changes in here, the next time your tech or your sales guy logs out of SilverBullet and logs back in, all those changes are updated. Okay. Under build systems, I won't go deep into this, but when we come into here, we build this for you. So again, don't be scared about all this stuff that has to go on in here. But I did just want to show you that you can not only change the names up here. So maybe you don't want to use bronze, silver, gold, platinum. Maybe you want to use good, better, best, recommended, or whatever. You can change these to say whatever you want them to say. And then this is where you can elect to pick whatever financing you want available. When it populates up and it showed the financing things on the side, this is where you can choose what's going to be in there. Now, the good thing about this is let's say you wanted to do a 14, 15, 16, and 18 SEER. Well, with the RU Pro partners, the 14 SEER isn't eligible for the 8% back. So you could have that say no financing available when it populates up. So the homeowner will see that 14 SEER option, but they'll also see that you're not offering financing on it because that costs you more money to do that. And we have ways we can show you how the 15 SEER is cheaper than the 14 SEER if you utilize these programs. Okay, so that's all I'm going to get into on this end of it. I don't want to get too deep in the weeds with all of this. I keep getting stuff popping up here. Sorry about that. One more thing right up here is, let's say you're hit with a really quick price increase on something. You can just put it in there and hit adjust the prices, and it will adjust all the pricing up by that percentage. So if you wanted to add a 4% price increase in there, you could do that and save that into there. Okay. And then last but not least, this is where you would come in and set up your accessories. And then this is where you would come in and you can set up the job survey. Now we fill this template out for you. This is just if you wanted to add stuff that we didn't include in there. Okay. Now that's all I'm going to go over. The proposal manager allows you to go in as an admin and look at all the proposals that are in here. You can open them back up to edit the proposal. You can look at a PDF. You can add notes to it. You can filter by system type. You can filter by name. You can also mark them whether they were sold, lost, schedule a follow-up, whether their job's on hold, whatever you want to do. So again, this is all available for you. We offer tons and tons of trainings on this when you sign up for this. Okay. Now, last but not least, I'm going to switch screens again. And I'm going to show you what this can do for your company. Okay. All right, so this is what we call the HVAC Contractors Growth Calculator. And what I wanted to show here is what a few little changes in your offering at a kitchen table can add up to your company's bottom line. Now we're looking at that same $750,000 contractor that we were talking before. And we're going to say that this contractor was concentrating on the lower end of the systems, 14 SEER heat pumps, that he was selling them all for 100 jobs that he did, and his average system price was $7,500. Okay, he was just out there competing with everybody for the bottom of the barrel, just trying to do whatever he could to make the sale, get that 7,500. I can tell you, by utilizing a software like SilverBullet, even if we stayed with those 100 systems, you are going to have homeowners migrate to these silver and gold, or these two middle offerings. So, and we'll keep it minimal. Let's say that we only had 5% of those 100 customers that went with a platinum system. Okay. And maybe only 10 that went with a gold. But we got a nice chunk of 30 of those customers that went with silver. So that leaves us with 55% that stayed with that bronze package. Okay, you can see that increased our bottom line, retail sales, to an average system price of $8,850 from $7,500, just by really doing nothing but utilizing a change in software, offering these 4 system packages on every sale. Growth factor on upgrades. Again, if you're showing homeowners at every opportunity, every time you're at the kitchen table, simply what you have available in IAQ products and upgrades, you're going to see an increase in the product that you sell. Now, maybe you include a maintenance contract with everything that you sell. All right. And maybe it's a 1-year maintenance agreement, but you're going to see a small uptick maybe in the platinum ones that bought those 5 platinum systems. They're going to go upgrade to a 2-year contract. And maybe you're going to include with those top ones the gold and platinums. Remember, up here we decided that we sold 10 gold and 5 platinums, and maybe those 15 people, they're going to get extended warranties with those. Okay. Controls. If you're just using simple basic controls, but you start offering smart thermostats, I guarantee you homeowners want the smart thermostats. So let's say you had a 30% increase in those smart thermostats. And again, IAQ products, we're showing the $9.99 IAQ product there. So we'll keep that small and just show that a 10% increase in your IAQ products there. So again, looking at this, so we've increased our average system price to $8,850. And now we've got an additional revenue of $33,155 at a 40% margin. That's a profit of $13,262. Now let's keep going. What we've also found, if you're using proposal software and if you're offering it at the kitchen table every time with every customer, you are going to increase your close ratio. I've had customers that have gone from a 25 to 35% close ratio up to an 82% close ratio by using the SilverBullet software. Nothing makes me feel better than when a contractor calls me up and tells me how this has changed their company. It's just a fantastic feeling. But let's keep it small. Let's say that we had 250 leads here. And out of those 250 leads, we closed 40%, which gave us 100 jobs that were at $7,500 average system price. That's what netted us our $750,000. Well, we've also seen that by increasing that to 8850, that we've made that 135,000 of increased revenue. If we increase that close ratio by just 10%, okay, look what that does to our increased revenue. Now, if we wanted to really get crazy and show you that guy that did 80%, you can see what that does to your bottom line. But we'll keep this at a respectable 50% close ratio. Okay, that means out of those 250 leads, he would have closed 125 jobs. There's the average system price and the total revenue and the increase from those sales. Now, if we go further down here and we look at the projected jobs sold, the sales revenue, the additional revenue from upgrades, that's a 54% growth, or $162,578 in additional profit to your bottom line, simply by changing over from the way you're currently doing business to offering financing at every sale at the kitchen table, and by offering a proposal software system that gives the homeowner the power of choice to choose between efficiency, IAQ products, upgrades, the whole 9 yards. Okay. If you've got, this is wrapping up my portion of this. I'm going to stop sharing this. Let's jump to questions for right now. Brianna, do you have any questions that?
All right. So if anyone has any questions at this time, you can go ahead and enter them into the, go ahead.
I see, are these just comments that were made?
Yes, I see some comments in the chat.
Okay. Sherry, this will be sending out a recording of the presentation. Yeah, AI writing does well for drafting proposals too. It certainly does, but it's not good unless you develop the software along with it. It's not going to incorporate the financing, the options, everything else. But yes, it's definitely something that is coming into our industry is AI, without a doubt. All right, let me go back to my shared screen here. I believe we were here.
Looks like Brenda has a question, Todd, in the chat. She says if her
Okay.
math is correct, then the customer will pay on average for 11 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, so if you're looking at the different financing options, hang on a second, let me get to my, when you're looking at the different financing options that I was showing in there, the financing option that I had selected was, yes, it's going to take about 11 years to pay off at that lowest monthly payment. But we have options that are available to the homeowner in there, anywhere from 12 months, same as cash, to 12 months, same as cash, to 18 months, 24 months, 36 months, 48 months, 60 months, 72 months. There's deferred interest payment plans. You can select whichever payment plans you want to incorporate in there. I just use that one because it shows the lowest possible monthly payment. But again, if you're a Rude Pro partner looking at this, you can look at, for example, if you look at the 48 months same as cash option, I believe that cost a contractor like just under 10%. And then Rude pays you 8% back of that. So that plan is only costing you 2%. And remember, you added a 3% cost of credit in there. So you can utilize that plan in there and leave your pricing the same and not have to grow or increase your pricing just to offer something like a 4-year deferred interest payment plan. Anything else? Any other questions? All right, let's move on. Let's see what I got here. Oops. Gotta get rid of that. Almost gave it away. How you get started with this is very simple. Just reach out to your HVAC consultant for Tropic Supply, and we can go over this with you. We can get with you in private and run through the average cost of credit calculator with you if you want to. We have other calculators that can show you how utilizing these programs. It's cheaper typically for a contractor to sell 15 SEER than it is to sell 14 SEER if you incorporate the programs. Just different things like that. We can give you a more in-depth, detailed look at SilverBullet. We work with a couple of gentlemen from SilverBullet that work closely with us that we can do another webinar with them on board to answer any deeper questions you may have on that.
We have a
If there's
couple more questions, Todd.
Okay.
In the chat, Mike is asking how much is the software?
All right, so the software you can go to, hang on a second, I don't want to give you the wrong website, and we'll include this in there. I believe it's Silver. Sorry, I should have had this on a slide. Yeah, the website that you want to go to is www.silverbullet.ac. www.silverbullet.ac. And in the upper right-hand corner, there's a menu, and you can click on pricing, and you'll see they have 4 different programs, anything from $96 a month up to $349 a month. And again, if you're a Rude Pro partner, there's additional bonuses for purchasing SilverBullet through your Rude Pro partnership. But the starter program is $96 a month. There's a $500 initial coaching fee. Okay, so don't want to leave that out. There's a $500 coaching fee. That's what does all the setup. That's what them contacting you and getting this program all set up for you. And then it's $96 a month for, I believe that's up to 2 user licenses. And then you can go to $129 a month is for 3 user licenses, so on and so forth. And it builds up all the way. You can go up to a package that they have for $349 a month. Okay. But stay tuned because I believe we're going to offer a special at the end of this program. Brianna, any other
Yes.
questions?
Yes, one from Nick Sykes. He's asking, what is the best monthly plan on average that homeowners will tend to use?
Boy, that's a good question. In my area, I can tell you it's the 24. It's the 24-month deferred interest is what seems to be the most popular in my area. And a lot of times it's people that just want to finance it for 2 years because they may have a tax refund coming or something like that. You know, but I can tell you that, yeah, the most popular one in my area is the 24 months deferred interest.
All right, and that's it for questions.
Okay, so open up your chat windows. We're going to have 3 quiz questions. The winner of each quiz question will get a hat, I believe, from Tropic Supply.
Yes, it is a Rude brand
And,
Richardson hat.
and the way this works is because of the lag between internet, we're going to base it on what Brianna sees on her screen as the first response in her chat window. Okay, so that's the way this will work. I'm about to pop, everybody open up your chat windows. I'm going to put a chat question up. Whoever the first person is that answers it correctly will get the hat, and then we'll move on to the next question. So is everybody
Yes, so
ready?
Before
Here we go.
before you do that, Todd, I just want to emphasize to open up your chat window, not the Q&A window. And then also, if you all are in your chat window, there should be maybe 3 dots. You want to make sure that you're putting your chat either to everyone or to hosts and panelists so that we can see the answer. So just make sure that you're not messaging someone individually so that we can
Yeah,
make
I would change it to everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to make sure we see it. But yeah, if you look down there where you type the message, on mine it's at the bottom of my screen, but where you type the message, you can change it from everyone to individuals, host and panelists, what have you. So just make sure you've got that all set. Okay, are we ready?
Let's do it.
All right. First question. Oops. Try that again. First question. What is the recommended first step to incorporating proposal software and financing into your business? A, change all the proposals to reflect monthly payments. B, calculate average cost of credit. Or C, advertise financing and add it when asked.
All right. First answer I see is from Luke DeGennaro, if I pronounce that correctly. And his answer is B. Is that correct?
That is correct. Calculate average cost of credit. And again, I can't stress this enough, whether you're financing yet or not. This is a good way to find a lot of people when I run this through with them and show them this, they're shocked at the amount of money that they spend with their credit card merchant or even their financing merchant. And the reason why you want to keep track of this is as you finance more and more people, that average cost of credit is going to go up because you're paying for financing. So and you want to be able to make those changes to your price books. All right, question number 2. What steps should be taken to improve the business growth cycle? Advertise to generate more leads, include payment options in print and online materials to drive leads, offer payment options when presenting the job estimate to everyone, every day, every time, or D, all of the above.
Okay. First answer I see is D from Paul Filio or Filio.
Yes,
Is D correct?
all of the above. Okay, and I can't stress enough, one of the biggest hurdles is getting your guys to offer this stuff at the kitchen table with the homeowner at every sale. Doesn't have to be an hour and a half long presentation. Oftentimes you can just open up the book and say, okay, Mrs. Jones, here's the 15 SEER that we talked about. And just that will spark them into saying, well, wait a minute, what's that next one up? Okay, that's the importance of presenting this at the kitchen table with the homeowner. All right, next question. Where can I learn more about incorporating financing and proposal software into my business to improve growth? Watch for online webinars and training classes, attend the ACA 2024 Expo in Orlando, or reach out to my Tropic Supply HVAC consultant.
All right. First answer was Luke, but he won already. So next answer is C from Annette Van Vliet. And she won it.
Yes, the answer is C. Reach out to my Tropic Supply HVAC consultant. If they can't answer your questions, they certainly know how to get a hold of me. I'm also available to answer any questions. And again, if you want a private webinar for your company, if you want an in-person visit, get with your consultant. We can certainly try to work those out. All right, so we got 3 winners for that. And now last but not least, webinar attendees are eligible to take advantage of the following exclusive offer from SilverBullet. If you pay the initial $500 onboarding fee and sign up for a 1-year subscription, you'll pay $0 for the first 3 months and then $96 a month for the next 12 months. Now, that's on the starter package, but you're basically going to get 15 months for the price of 12. We're offering this valid through May 31st to give you some time to get more familiar with SilverBullet, to reach out to your HVAC consultant. But basically what you're going to get is 3 months free. You're going to get 15 months for the price of 12. Okay. And actually, if you haven't, have to get with Andy on this at SilverBullet. We'll find out if they want to go with one of the other packages, whether or not we can do the first 3 months free, or if it is going to just be on the starter package. But if you have an interest in going to a bigger package, let us know, and we'll reach out to SilverBullet and see what we can do on that. If you have any other questions, you can contact marketing at 954-835-6010 or email marketing. And we can get you in touch with your consultant if you don't know who that is, or you can reach out to your local Tropic Supply branch and they will let you know who that is as well. And then there's the website, silverbullet.ac. And then please, 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 thank you for attending our Selling Tools and Strategies webinar. If you'll scan that QR code with your cell phone and take the time to fill out a survey on this, good or bad, we really value your input on this. It's what helps us create webinars and programs that you want to see. So please take the time to scan that QR code, fill that out, and we definitely value your feedback. Brianna, is there anything else you want to add to this?
For those of you who don't know how to scan a QR code, if you just take out your phone and go to your camera and hover over that QR code, it should populate a link on the screen. If you just click that link, it'll take you to the survey. And again, congratulations to those who did win the Rude branded Richardson hats. I will be contacting you via email or phone to coordinate getting those prizes out to you. But again, as Todd mentioned, just please fill out this survey, as we do value your feedback and want to hear from you regarding what other training classes or webinars or things of that nature that you want to see. And that is it for me. Thank you all so much for attending.
Thank you.